Have you ever felt overwhelmed by too much information? What if you could speed up your research by 10 times? Because research is slow, but it doesn't have to be. With Notebook LM, it can make researching for content, studying for school or tests, or digital marketing nearly 10 times faster. This will save you time, and you can even use it to help make you an income online. I'll get to that in a bit. Notebook LM. To use this, just type Notebook LM in a Google search. You can click Google Notebook LM or Notebook LM. The main thing that you're going to use this for is uploading sources of information. In the Upload Sources menu, you can upload Google Docs, anything from your Google Drive, website links, URLs, or links to YouTube videos. You don't even have to use a separate tool to get the transcripts. You just give it the YouTube URL, and it will get the transcript from it. Or you can paste text in the old-fashioned way. You can also upload files like PDF, TXT files, audio like MP3, and so on. You gotta know that they currently support 50 sources. On the left side here, you can see I'm using 15 of the 50 sources. And you can have a total of 25 million words per notebook. I did a little bit of calculation here. That's the equivalent of 263 Hobbit books. So what can you do with this? When you upload your different sources, you can summarize the information immediately. Paste in tons of information, and you're like, okay, what are the main ideas from this? And this will just spit it out. Ask it any question you want, and if the answer is in the data, it'll find it. All right, and what are the limitations to this? There's no chat history between the sessions, and the information that it gives you is going to be grounded in the source info. So whatever you upload is basically what it's got to work with. It's not going to do its own Google searches, at least at this point. So if you give it bad information or incomplete information, that's all it's got to work with. And one tip while we're talking about the sources, as you can see my sources on the left, some of these were just text files. It's good to rename these so you know what the source is. A lot of them won't even have a file name, so you might get confused if you have 50 sources of just text. And of course, the coolest part of all of this, I think, is the audio overview. You just click. So see, you have a chat window here. These are called deep dive discussions. Basically, AI voices are doing a podcast based on the information you provided. This podcast features pretty smooth talk show host type voices, easy to listen to. It's a dynamic and engaging way to consume information. Listening to the audio overview makes it more engaging and easy. You click load here, and it'll take probably 5 minutes to put your information together into an AI-generated podcast. This one only took a minute. Here's a sample for 10 seconds, just so you get the idea of what this is like.
Hey, learner, you ever get that feeling like history class maybe skipped a few chapters?
Yeah.
Today, we are cracking one of those wide open.
Oh, really?
The Gilded Age.
It is one of those deceptively glamorous names, isn't it?
It is.
Shiny on the surface.
Yeah.
But we're about to kind of dig into what lies beneath that.
We've got a stack of sources here. Digital history archives, articles about these robber baron types, even glimpses into those insanely lavish mansions that they built. It's like American history meets lifestyles of the rich and famous.
Yes.
But, you know, with extra layers.
And those layers are key because
All right, so what's cool about this is they have really smooth, like late night radio talk show voices, easy to listen to, and there's two of them. There's a male and a female voice, and they're having a dialogue talking about the subject matter. Give this a try. If you have a ton of information you want to paste in and then consume it while you're in the car doing a workout on the go, give it a try. All right, so now that you know the basics of how this works, I'm going to show you some real practical ways that you can use this. Whether you're at work, at school, or just trying to simplify your daily life. There's a lot that notebooking can do. Let's get into it. All right, so here's a really common use case for you. If you have a corporate job, you probably have to sit through a lot of meetings. If you miss a meeting and there's a transcript available, which usually is the case with Teams, you could paste it into Notebook LM, as long as you're allowed to do that, and you can have it generate a simpler version and a summary for you. Especially with this corporate, and I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of corporate meetings are very dry, so this can dumb it down for you, get past the jargon, and just get straight to the point. Speaking of jargon, let's say at your job you're in a technical role, or you're a salesman for software, and there's jargon. A lot of the documentation maybe you don't understand, it's really technical. You could paste all the information, all the guides, all the documentation, all the wikis into here. You can have it simplify it, you can ask it to explain a certain topic. You can have it explain a certain technology and explain it to you like you're 12. So this isn't just for entrepreneurs or content creators. If you have a day job, this can help you as well. And of course, you can use this for project management. You can have separate notebooks to keep track of different things. Maybe you're a manager, you've got different people reporting to you. You can have different notebooks for each of those things. Or you can also do this for competitive research, and you can use it for decision making. You can aggregate a bunch of data together to help you make decisions at work. All right, the last thing you can do, especially if you are a higher up at a company, maybe you have some different data, maybe you're a software engineer and you're doing performance testing. If you get some data together, you can paste all of it into Napkin AI. Just to get some sample data, I was doing a fantasy football project. Let's get to the stats and data, and we'll try to make a chart in Napkin AI. This is just a proof of concept showing what you can do with this and how easy it is. Paste that in there, generate visual. Let's see what Napkin AI can do. All right, this is pretty cool. So we put some fantasy football data in here, and what do we want to know? Here we go. Who are my top fantasy football performers? Lamar Jackson, Amari Cooper, and there's team performance. If I put more of my fantasy team in here, I could see a chart with more players, more stats, more info. But look how simple and easy that is to make a chart. That's pretty ugly, isn't it? But look, it's a notebook piece of paper. Basically, you can use Google Notebook LM, and then you can use it with other tools as well. It can actually make your job easier. But what if you're a student trying to learn something new? I'm going to show you how Notebook can help you study, go over your notes, prepare for your test, and more. It can really help you with those complex subjects, especially when a textbook you're reading is dry and boring. For our example, we are going to do US history because there's a lot going on there. All right, so for this example, I just thought, what's some random period in US history that I don't know much about? The Gilded Age. I've heard of it. I don't know much about it besides it's maybe in the early 1900s, 1800s, something like that. Near the start of the Industrial Revolution, maybe? I don't know, but I'll be able to tell you a lot more after I use Notebook LM. So what I did was I got a bunch of links from different websites about the Gilded Age. I got some History Channel URLs. So basically I just got a handful of articles on the Gilded Age. Put them in here as sources, as website links. Then I clicked over here. So if you want to make an audio overview and you want to tell it which sources to use, you click Customize in the Notebook Guide, and then you tell it what to focus on. Summarize the Gilded Age. It's going to focus on the sources with that information. Click Generate, and probably in a few minutes you're going to have a nice podcast, easy to listen to, that goes over all the information in your documents. If you provide bad information or not thorough, you're not going to have much data to work with. You're not going to have a very good podcast. Give it as much as you need. While we're waiting for that, related to school, you can paste in textbooks if you have the PDF for the text version. You can paste in lecture notes you've taken, course materials, and you can use it to even generate flashcards to quiz yourself, to generate summaries. You can use this really as your study helper for all of your school. And something that it can help you do with any college course is simplify the complex content. Simplify the hard to understand complex subject matter. Just ask it to make it simpler. So how about this? Explain the Gilded Age like I'm a teen. We gave it the information. Let's let it look through it and summarize it. My favorite thing is the audio overview, but you can use this for the text output too. The Gilded Age, a time of extremes. It's a time when things look shiny and golden on the surface for some people, but underneath there were lots of problems. Here's what made it gilded. Booming industry and innovation after the Civil War. There was industrial growth, a lot of factories popping up, new inventions. It looked like life was getting better. But this is when there's a rise of the super rich. People like Carnegie and Rockefeller. So these people got rich and lived like kings. The not so golden part, extreme inequality. The robber barons were living the high life. Most working class people struggled, and other things. So isn't that kind of cool how it summarized it? If you were like me and you have some interest in US history, you had an idea of what it was about, but this can really give you a bird's eye view of what it was, and then you can go into the details from there. Read something like this first, so you get the context of the time period, and then you can study it further. If you miss class, have someone give you the lecture notes and put it in here and have it summarized to you so you can catch up. I don't want you playing catch up. But if you need to, if you're sick, then use it. All right, that's pretty cool, right? You can use this for work, you can use it for school. You've got your study game covered. But what if you're a content creator and you want to speed up your workflow? I know how slow it is to come up with topics, do research, write scripts, film the thing, write the YouTube descriptions, and so on. What if you're a content creator and you want to speed up your workflow? I've got some solid tips coming next. So if you're a content creator, you can use this to come up with content faster and create it faster. For example, pretend you're going to make a video on affiliate marketing, but more specific than that, affiliate marketing using Warrior Plus. You search that in YouTube. Let's just pretend we're going to grab this one. We'll open it. We're just going to copy the URL, go over into Notebook LM, paste it as a YouTube URL, and now it is going to get the transcript from YouTube. As long as it's a public video, this will work. Once we do that with a few different videos, you'll see on the left side we have how to make money, Warrior Plus affiliate. We got a few different YouTube videos on this particular topic. I can ask questions about it. Summarize how to succeed in affiliate marketing on Warrior Plus. So went through those videos, and here is how to succeed with affiliate marketing on Warrior Plus according to these videos. Select products with high conversion rates, low refund rates, focus on new product launches, create high quality reviews on YouTube, have a Facebook group. You can use those two together, create different types of funnels. They're gonna give you some basics, and they probably have a link in their description to teach you more. You can take their course. If you're looking for the basics, some tips here and there, YouTube videos can help you with that. If you wanna make a video about it as well, you can get some inspiration and ideas from multiple other videos. Just don't copy it directly. Try to learn from it and expand on it. All right, so you can copy transcripts like we just did, different blogs, research papers, and you can use those to come up with different formats for the content. You can rehash it. You can make a podcast, your own YouTube video. You can make your own blog, or you can make cheat sheets, PDFs, whatever you want. You can also use this to analyze top ranking articles in your niche and generate new content ideas, new blog ideas. Try to identify gaps. So upload multiple sources into here and get suggestions on those different keywords to help you with your blog and your SEO. Also, you can use this to create lead magnets. Those would include something like an ebook, a PDF, a cheat sheet. You can find an example of a lead magnet in the description below. Just take a look at that if you want an example. And of course, you can use it for social media. You can analyze LinkedIn comments. You can paste in comments from really any medium. You could grab them from YouTube or Reddit threads. So you can get a ton of different comments. Copy paste it from any site you want. You can also copy reviews of Amazon products in your niche and then paste them all in here, and then you can ask it questions about your audience. What are the pain points? What are they trying to solve? Is there any unsolved things that they still want solved? This is how you can understand your avatar. And you can use that to create content that they are looking for. All right, go ahead and use these tips for content creation. But let's not forget, you don't just have to use this for your work or your business. You can also use this for fun as well. So I'm going to show you a real-world example of how you can use this for your fantasy football. All right, so basically, what I'm going to show you in a moment is I'm going to copy all of my players and then use Notebook LM to get different websites for each of them so we can see the latest information on each of my players. All right, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but here's what you can do if you have a fantasy football team. So what I do is I go over to my fantasy on Yahoo, copy all the players' names, go into ChatGPT. I'm going to paste in these names. You could use almost any AI for this. So I'm going to take this and using a Python script I generated, we are going to get information on each of my players. This first step here is a way to partially automate this or speed up your work. So you don't have to do any scripting. You could just paste in all the names, and then instead of typing in the names or pasting their names into Google search, you could just click the links it gives you. You could use this on anything. So what you can do is you can paste that link in your Notebook LM as a source. This is one way to manually add sources, but manually adding these only takes maybe a few minutes for your whole fantasy team. Just go to the articles, copy the URL, and put it in Notebook LM. So even still, this will be faster than reading them on your own, and you'll have all your information in one place. In addition, you can copy the URL. If there's some sort of news on your player, you can put that in too. It doesn't just have to be a blog article. If you don't want to provide the URL to the article, or if it's behind a paywall or something, you could copy all the text and paste that in as a text source as well. And as you can see here, I got a few different text files that I got with a Python script for my players. And now I can upload these text files as sources as well. These are basically just the text of different news articles, recent news articles on my players. And once you have all the information you need, you can just click generate the deep dive, which will generate the podcast about it. And if you have questions, you can just start typing in the chat and ask it questions about your players. Here is the more automated way. If you don't feel like going to different articles, copying URLs, of course you could just stay in the Yahoo app, click on the chat or the news on each of your players. This might just be more of an illustrative use case for fun, but here's the most automated way you can do it. Now you can either tap into an API like Rapid API, Sports Data APIs for developers, Sports Radar, and even ESPN API. The other way you can do this, you'll have to check the terms and conditions, is you can scrape different sites where it's allowed and get the latest articles on your player. So like I said, if this is allowed for the particular site and you're not doing too many requests, so I have my players' names copied. I put them into my list format, which I'm going to throw into a Python script. And this is just to open your mind. Alright, so I have a Python script that's going to basically, for each of my players in my list, is going to go through and look at different articles of them. And then it's going to write those articles into different text files. So now that's done. Of course, for this experiment, I had plenty of delay, and I'm only doing the sites that I should be doing. So this is just for demonstration. Once that's done, I have a text file for each of my players, and then I upload those text files as sources into my Notebook LM. If you want to use this for your travel, you can upload a bunch of source material on all the places you're interested in, like travel guides. And then you can ask it questions to hone in on where you want to go. This could be like an early inspiration, what kind of place you want to go to. In some way, if you're creative with this, you could try to get all the different flight information. Or maybe you could find all the commonly occurring promotional flights and the dates, and then put all the information, and then you can ask it questions and try to help it plan your trip. There are some AI travel guide tools out there. And of course, you can use this for your own personal learning. Use it to break down books or articles, anything that you're interested in. The whole point of this is to make it more digestible. Get a ton of information, figure out what are the main ideas, the main points, the useful information, little tidbits you can take out of it. All in all, even if you don't really know what you're doing, you can save yourself lots of time. Alright, how else can you use this? Could you use this to make money? Of course you can help yourself with your content creation, which in turn could help you make more effective videos with more income, but you can also use it in another way. How can you make money with this? These are just some ideas on the top of my head, but there are plenty more things you can do with this if you get creative. So you can offer freelance services. You can help people with research, summarizing documentation, and if you're already doing this, can just help speed up your workflow. You can use this to create and sell digital products, so you can generate ebooks, you can help generate content for your course, you can turn it into digital products to sell. That is a form of passive income. Robert Kiyosaki likes to say, try to package your experience and knowledge into a box and sell that box. For him, that was some online courses, books. That's a good way to make it once and then keep selling it. You could say it's a semi-passive income. You can also use this to help with affiliate marketing. So you can use it for SEO research and the content creation part like we discussed before. And then you can have it help you write product reviews where you review different products and then of course provide an affiliate link where people can purchase if they like the product. You can use it for different freelance types of jobs, content creation, blog writing, affiliate marketing, you name it. Hopefully this helps kickstart you to get some ideas of what you can do with Notebook LM. I'm just going to close out with a few tips for you. Since Notebook LM is only using the data that you give it, you should check for accuracy, especially with the podcast. They're going to add some fluff to make it sound better. So just double check the information is correct. And if you want to make an actual podcast out of this, you can use a tool like Descript to help you refine and edit it. Lastly, to help you stay organized as you add up to 50 sources, you should be naming your sources on the left side or name your notebooks so you can help keep track of what is what, especially if you come in here and paste a bunch of text. In here, in insert, there's not going to be a name for it. Let's just say test. insert. As you can see, it shows up as pasted text. You can click on more, remove the source if it's junk, or rename the source. This helps you keep track. So as you can see, all my sources here, a lot of them I pasted in different information about my fantasy football players like Amari Cooper. This helps me keep track of what's what. There you have it. That's how you can use NotebookLM for studying, for work, for content creation, or trying to help you make money. The whole point is to help you sift through information, get the important pieces out, and most importantly, save yourself some time. Before you go, if you want to learn about what's going on with ChatGPT o1, another powerful tool you can have in your arsenal, check out my video right here. And if you're finding my videos useful and want to stay up to date with AI, consider subscribing below. We'll see you next video.